How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Gródek. We're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, Welcome to Gródek. This map is a representation of real terrain, but is made on its own terms. The map has 89 fields, including meadows, 108 farmlands, 2 playable farms, including one with chickens, all selling and production points, biogas plant, train system, lots of forest, lime and water collection point, varied terrain. I hope you like the map. Have a nice game. This map was created by Abuyin Sharidi, Abuyin Sharidi, and it's 173.85 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here in the kind of middle southern portion of the map. And we start out by owning farmland number 60, which is a collection of your main starting farm here, as well as a field out in the west, or I'm sorry, out in the east, and it is a wheat field that is ready to harvest. Field prices do vary, and they're pretty wide ranging too. So you got something like 14,000, 17,000, 12,000. You got some really cheap farms. Now, it's still going to take a while because you don't have a big farm to start out with. You don't have a big operation, period. But you can start ramping your way up to almost 200,000, 240,000, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you only produce a little bit at a time, it's going to take a little while before you start getting anywhere with anything. So these 200 some thousand dollar fields are going to be a little hard to get to. There is the ability to buy all of the map, and you can see here there is a periphery you can buy for just a little bit. I mean, only $999,999,999. That's nothing. That's chump change. Anyways, we start out with a chicken pasture. Contracts are available on this map. No production chains to start out with, and no collectibles. We take a look at mods specific to this map, and I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but there are no mods required for this map. That's important. I should have said that earlier. Mods specific to this map, though, and I have had questions regarding this, so let me just clarify it. Mods required for this map are the ones that download with the map. They are required for the map to even begin and start up. Mods specific to this map are those mods that can only be found on this map, either through the buy menu or through the build menu. So, mods specific to this map, we have nothing here under the buy menu, but under the build menu. We have under buildings, nothing under sheds, silos, silo extensions, containers, tools, but under farmhouses we do have this. A farmhouse, just a sleep trigger, that is it. Nothing under the entire productions tab, and under animals, if we look under cows, horses, pigs, or sheep, nothing can be found there, but under chickens we do have the chicken pasture right here. There is nothing under bees or others. Under decorations, there's nothing under this tab at all, but under landscaping, if we take a look, nothing under painting, just these 6 swatches here. But under trees, we scroll to the right, you'll see Gródek right there, as well as under plants. Now, starting off here at the kind of main shop area, which a little bit underwhelming, I will admit. That's it. That's the shop area. We have our shop trigger right here, repair trigger right here, with a debris crusher. Now coming across over here, just on the other side of this pile of lumber here, we have the sawmill. You can buy this for $100,000. And you have your, let's see, it's back here. Input right here with the wood cell trigger right here. Your output is right here. Wood chip output is over here. And over here you have your South Valley Biomass Energy cell point with your wood cell trigger back here. Now right across the street is our starting farm. I'll go ahead and open the gate. Now because we're here at the starting farm, let's go ahead and take a look at some of our starting equipment. Under the buy menu, going under owned items, medium tractors, we have a Massey Ferguson 6713S, harvesters, the Rosselmash Nova 330, trailers, the Welger DK115, the header for the Rosselmash, cultivators, a Horsch Toronto 3FX, power harrows, the K-brand HR4040, and seeders, the K-brand Venta 4030. That is it. It's a very, very small operation, very small starting farm, very small equipment. So, come around the corner here, you'll notice we have no sleep trigger right off the bat. No sleep trigger whatsoever. So that's something that you will have to install yourself. We have a chicken pasture right here with room for 100 chickens. The feed trigger is right over here, and the spawn trigger, I actually had to look for this because I couldn't find it. There is no marker anywhere around here, but if you come in here, open this door, your pallets will spawn right in here. I have tested this. They do spawn right here. And now let's go ahead. And that's it. That's the entire starting farm. Again, very, very small. Not a lot going on. So now we're going to hop in the Massey and head out and around the map. Starting down here. Going to make a right. Now this directly in front of me is the lime station buy point. So a place where you can come buy lime. We're just going to go ahead and turn around and head in this direction now. Now, directly in front of me, I believe this is the second farm that is mentioned in the description. Now, you can purchase this if we take a look at the map. Farmland number 94 for $21,408. You have, again, a representation of a house, but no sleep trigger. You do have access to this barn back here, and it is a usable barn. So, that is it there for the second farm. Again, not a whole lot going on. So now we're just going to head off in this direction to get to our next point of interest. As we just continue off in this kind of northeastish direction. There's a lot of forestry work to be done on this map. As you can see, lots and lots of trees that are here. You can, for those tree hoppers among us, this may be a good map for you. Okay. So right here is the carpentry. You can purchase the carpentry for $60,000, and the output is right here. The input is tucked around the backside over here with a wood cell trigger right there. So now heading off in this direction. Behind that shed right there, you can see it, there's a rent train trigger right there, but, and this is a pretty big but, again, rent train trigger, you can see it there. This is supposed to be the grain silo for the train. The problem is, as you can see, there are no markers anywhere to be found. Even though it says that there's supposed to be something here on the map, nothing works here. I tried to load in some grain into the dump point here. Nothing happened. So that part is definitely having issues. And there's going to need to be some updates on this map. There's there's quite a bit of just in my very limited amount of time kind of getting to know it, going around the map, understanding layout. I found several things that are kind of are definitely broken and some that may be broken. So I will kind of lay them all out here in a little bit. But we're just going to keep on heading off in this direction. And we're approaching our next turn. It'll be the next dirt road that we come up to. We'll make a left. And then we'll turn here. And then at the end of this lane, we'll go ahead and make a right. Okay. So right here, we'll stop. This is the animal dealer. You can come here if you have a pen and pasture already installed onto your map. You can come here and you can purchase animals directly from this location or from the pen and pasture that you have located on your map. Now the problem is that if you use this icon or the icon at your pen and pasture, you will have an additional fee associated with that transaction. It's because it's the animal dealer simulating delivering the animals to your pen and pasture for you, and it can be a little bit expensive. Depending on how many animals you have and depending on the type of animal you have, say for an adult cow, you can have $100 per cow. So it adds up pretty quick. To save that money, though, you can either purchase or lease an animal trailer, bring it to this location specifically, use this icon, and load the animals directly into the animal trailer. Then deliver the animal trailer to your pen and pasture, and you'll save on that delivery fee. Now, on the back side here, you'll see another sell point. That is the animal dealer sell point. And right under here, again, another broken item. This is the missing sell point. And just so you know that I'm not messing around here, let's take a look at the map here. We'll catch back up where we're at. So we started here at the kind of main shop area where we saw the shop trigger, repair trigger, and oh, you know what? I don't think I pointed out the gas tank. That's probably because there is no gas tank here, is there? Now that actually just leaves me curious as to whether or not you get gas here. Let's do this. Let's purchase a small tractor and see if we get a trigger that pops up. There it is. Now let's just see, it should be somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. Okay, refuel. So there is a gas station right here, so you can refuel your items. There's just no icon to tell you. There's no visual item to let you know it's there. So anyways, let's take a look at this. So we're back here. So the shop trigger, repair trigger, gas station, and debris crusher all in this area. We then went and ran over here where we saw the sawmill and the Southern Valley Biomass Energy cell points. We then went across the street to the main farm, down to here to the lime station, up and all the way out to here where we saw the carpentry, the rent train trigger, and the broken PKP Gródek train silo. Then came all the way out to here, down and up to here, animal dealer sell point, and missing sell point 1. So yeah, we're going to call that one the missing sell point. I mean, it does look like it's functional. I mean, at bare minimum. And you can see missing sell point train. Oh, here, hold on. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the same trigger. Oh, you know what? We can mark it. Let's back up just a bit just to see if that's actually that proper tag place. It is not. Oh, it's a sell point over there. What is going on here? We're discovering things in real time here. Okay, so it's saying there's a sell point here, but again, there's nothing to sell. And if this is a sell point, then there's still nothing to load it in with. Like you can rent the train and you could theoretically load into the train with some piece of equipment, but you don't have a train silo to use it as a functioning bit of equipment. So anyways, we'll head on and keep on heading around. Whoops. Now we're going to head up to this little side road up here. And now we're going to follow this around. Now you can see off to my right, there's a bunch of fields that are right here. Now technically this is still within the gaming area. You can go out there and use these fields, but they're not numbered fields. You can see they're just here, and they're part of that $999 million purchase. So it's one of those that when you can afford that kind of thing, if you play this game or this map long enough, yeah, you'll get a lot with it. I mean, it's certainly worth the price for the amount of stuff that you get. So now, coming up here, you will see the biogas plant. Now, to purchase the biogas plant, we have to go into the map. We'll go ahead and stop here. Now, we were up in here where we saw the missing sell point, then came up and around all the way out to here to farmland number 83. You can purchase farmland 83 for $122,952, which we are going to buy. There we go. Now we'll purchase. And there you go. See all your pop-ups come up. You now have access to use the bunker silo here. You have the production point right there. Solid input here. Liquid input here. Liquid output, aka your digestate, right there. Now we're going to hop back into the tractor real quick and head to our last set of points of interest. So we're going to head back out to the main road, just straight ahead, and then we're going to make a right. And you'll see that at some point we will make kind of our full circle around the entire map. And here we make a right. And then coming up here, next to this traffic jam, that's where you start out at, is right there with the debris crusher, the not cell points, the repair trigger, the shop trigger, all that. That's the starting point. We're going to come south-southwest to our last 3 points of interest. And you can see them right there in the distance. Okay, so stop right here. Off to my left, there's a bakery. You can buy this for $50,000. You have your input here and output in the back. Across the street, you have a spinnery. For $60,000, you can purchase this. Input and output. And then the dairy. Now this, again, something else I noticed. We come over here, you walk up to the door, you can see buy production point is here. You can see that popping up in the top left hand, or yeah, top left hand corner. You can purchase this for $70,000, but your output is right here. There's no input trigger, just like there's no wrench. So you may be able to put into this, you may not. One thing I would like to try is, let's see something just real quick. Let's borrow a little bit of extra cash. Let's purchase this. Now, okay, so you cannot delete this. So once you purchase this, you are... Oh, no, wait, you can. Okay. So normally if you right-click on the right thumbstick, you can hit the Y button or the triangle button for PlayStation to delete. This one you cannot. You can demolish it using the X at the right side there. Oh. Well, let's see. Did I just turn over control? Is that all that happened there? So normally you can sell the building, but it's not selling the building. It's almost selling ownership of the building, which is weird. I've never seen that happen before. Unless there's like a dozen or so just kind of layered in here and it's just selling them one by one. Yeah, that's odd. I've never seen where you can't just sell the building before, where it just kind of relinquish ownership of the building, but it leaves it there. So like I said, I'm not sure if by purchasing this you actually can put into it, because I don't see an input trigger. So it's one of those buy that at your own risk. But that is it. That is Gródek. Now, we are at the point where I render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as usual. And what I will say before I even get to the final score is this map feels incredibly incomplete to me. It feels like either one of two things happened. Either there was a huge issue when porting this over from PC to console, or it was rushed. Because there's a lot of things that just feel like they're not... Either a lot of attention wasn't paid to it, or it was just broken kind of thing. It just feels like it's one of those two options. I could be 100% wrong about that. But there's some elements about this map that I like, but there's others that are just so... Like this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't even come out here the first tour round, but you can see this huge hump right in the middle of the field. Like, you're not going to be able to harvest this without major headaches. You know, and there's not even just this one example. There's many different examples of... There's another one right in front of it. Like, there's just so many examples of the terrain not being as smooth and laid out as it should be. There's what appears to be several broken areas, potential sell points that are not meant to be sell points, misnamed and unnamed sell points. I mean, there's just so many things that are just not necessarily right with this map. There's textures that are where textures shouldn't be. Over at the biogas plant is a perfect example where, if we go there just real quick to the biogas plant, we take a look here, it's all grass. All around here is grass, except for the bunker silo, which is concrete, with grass just poking through it. It just looks like it was just... There it is. It looks like there's supposed to be an entire structure around this. As you can see, there's a little road that kind of traces around it. kind of thing. I don't know if this is supposed to be a road or a boundary around where maybe a fencing's supposed to be. Like I said, it just feels like it feels incomplete. It doesn't feel like it's a finished map. What else? Like I said, there's some elements, I was getting to that. There's some elements that I like about it. I like the way that the terrain just really sweeps and flows. But because of all the kind of issues that are really present on this map, those really overshadow it. Really makes it very difficult to be really enthusiastic about this map. And again, it could be very much a issue with the porting over from PC to console kind of thing. That I'm more than willing to accept that. And let me make sure that I put this out there too. I'm not saying any of these things to be mean. This is intended to be constructive criticism and to point out where very potentially obvious flaws lie in this map. To be able, in the hopes that if this makes it back to the map maker, they can take it back and potentially, make the improvements for everybody else in the community. So again, this is not to be, negative or mean. These are just constructive criticisms. But like I said, there are a lot of elements I like. The terrain is one of them. The kind of visuals and the line of sight that gets broken up throughout the entirety of the map. But as you can see, we're bouncing around so severely in some of the back roads here because there's such sharp angles all along the roads, all along the paths. Over at the... Ooh, you know what? That's another thing. Let's go over there just really quick. Over at the carpentry, you saw... Look at this kind of entrance right here. This huge steepness right here. You're going to get, if you get a low loader or something like that back here, you're going to get it hung up and stuck potentially. Certain ones are certainly going to get stuck. And then you see this right here, this huge kind of dip here and here. Like this is a huge dip. And then you've got grass texture over here, nothing over here with big divots and dips into the ground. Again, you got big divot there, a huge, I didn't even notice this, but this is a huge lip right here in the field. There's just so many things that just, again, either through inattentiveness or through a break from the porting over process, just there's a lot of things broken. And because there's so many things broken, so many things that just don't look aesthetically appeasing, like I said, you've got non-grass texture here, grass texture over here. I mean, there's just so many things that are just not adding up with this map. But again, there's other things. Okay, I keep kind of bouncing around because I keep finding things and thinking as I'm talking. But the forestry, the general aesthetics and the layout of the map is actually rather nice. Like, I can really get on board with this. And I can even get on board with the whole outer perimeter being so ridiculously expensive because you do get a ton. You do actually have access to these fields. These are not just outer periphery kind of stuff. I mean, we can see here, because I'm right here next to the map edge, we can cross over the train tracks and we can come out here. We can actually use this land. This is, you can see, this is a actual field. It's just not a numbered field. Oh, no, wait. Nope, I'm hitting a border right here. Okay, so I thought there was more out here. So, yeah, there's a bunch of fields out here that are just meant to be visual. So, I just didn't step out too far, or didn't step out far enough. So, yeah, that's... So, yeah, you can purchase this outer border, but there's really no purpose to it other than potentially gaining access to this one area right here inside, and it's just these bits of sell points right here, because you can get access and purchase this area here where the main shop area is. Yeah, just, I don't know, just between all the things that are wrong with this map visually, whether it's through inattentiveness or just an error in the porting process, between not having full access to that kind of outer periphery that it's kind of meant as a just a border per se. And again, that kind of bothers me now that I realize that you can purchase this, but then you don't have access to any of this stuff. I mean, as far as I'm aware. Let's go here real quick and let's see how far we can get out. But if that's the case where there's a hard border on the kind of outer perimeter of the map, then that's, to me, is a problem, because there's now no point in buying that outer perimeter. There's no reason to make that purchase. You can see there's a stop right there. Yeah. We can kind of make our way in this direction. Now we're hitting the stop. Yeah. So, I mean, you get a little bit of grace on this kind of outer perimeter, but basically this is your boundary all around here. So there's no reason to purchase this outer barrier without just wanting this area. And even if that's the case, even if you're wanting to buy this area, it's not that you can really build it up too much per se, because you can't sell the buildings as far as I'm aware. What's this? What is it? Oh, you can click on the sell point. So, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those, at the end of the day, because of everything that's wrong with it, because of every kind of thing that I've gone over up until this point, and now even discovering more and more and more issues, there's another kind of, again, I don't know if that's an actual visual issue, or if that's just meant to be that way. That almost looks like it's a visual issue. Again, just those little things, those little details. What separates a good map from a poor map are the details paid attention to. Are you spending the time necessary to make sure that you're catching all these little issues, all these kind of visuals, and putting in the extra effort to make sure that things are the way they are? And you watch the traffic splines as they come through, you can see them just lifting off the ground. And that is, I'm not going to harp on too hard, but there's some areas where they really come off the ground pretty hard. So it's, yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it is kind of a big deal. So I think that with everything I've laid out, everything I've set up until this point, I think I've got to give this maybe a half star, maybe a half a point. 0 to 5, I'll give it a half. I don't want to give it a 0 because, again, I'm grateful for every single map maker, regardless of how I rate the map, for them putting out the content, for putting in the effort, because it takes a lot to get this from visual to like inside somebody's mind onto either our consoles, onto our computers. I'm grateful for every single person who takes on that task. That being said, though, it just feels rushed. It feels like it just wasn't attentive enough. And again, I'm very open to the concept of something broke in the port from PC to console. Very happy to be proven wrong about that. But with so many things, I'm just not sure about that. Anyways, I'll stop there. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.